Hello everybody and welcome back to G4G, Games for Gamers. I'm your host, Napalm Dawn. Today we are here with the week in Marvel Avengers Alliance, which is also going to double up as the PvP Season 18 wrap-up. This is also known as the Kid Nova season. I call him Kid Nova because it's Nova, but hey, it's the kid version. I don't know my rank yet. I know what I was in the middle of the day with about 20 minutes, maybe an hour left. I was at 1700 something. All I needed to do was make sure I didn't lose 175, 200-ish points in the last hour or so. And I was going to maintain that A to finish, so let's see what we get. I just had too many refreshes, so I figured I'd save it for the video. And it looks like I got the A to finish. So we've got 100k silver, we have the 10 gold, we have the Thunderbolt glove, which is man-to-man, protects allies from melee attacks. Counter move, reduces damage received from counterattacks by 50% for all allies. So this actually might be really good if the meta continues the way that it is. One enemy is subdued, one enemy gets combo setup, and on yourself you absorb energy when attacked by non-psychic melee attacks. So this could be something similar to Red Hulk. We have the Blueprint Bruiser's Safeguard suit. Now, as a reminder, make sure you learn the suit after you get the blueprint. Don't forget, it's not an inventory item, it is a schematic. You must learn it. The suit will go ahead and give you 3 bars of health, 3 bars of stamina, 4 bars of attack, which is amazing, 3 bars of defense, which I sort of find odd for a bruiser that the attack outweighs the defense, 4 bars of accuracy, 2 bars of evasion, 1 empowered ISO slot. You are immune to neutralize, which means your class bonus cannot go away if you are to be earning it. Nanoplague will not take it away, and neither will neutralized. Bruiser Safeguard, you reduce the damage received by 25%, you protect against single end area attacks, and you have a chance to apply cower with single target attacks. So what this could potentially mean is that your Groot and Gamora type setups and everything will be better than other people if you manage to use the suit and you manage to use the T-Bolt glove. So essentially, when you have the mirror match, you now have some items that will help you win. With Groot and the agent protecting, that can cause a little bit of protect confusion, but as we all know, you just attack the one you don't want to hit in order to score a hit. But the damage is reduced, and on Guardian teams, you do have the ability to reduce the damage even further with the Guardian insignia. And we also have Kid Nova, otherwise just known as Nova in this game. He is a blaster, and we will take a look at him in just a moment. So here's his recruitment animation, which kind of looked like Cannonball over there. That looked a lot like Cannonball. There he is. There's Nova. Glad to join up, Agent. I always wanted to be a super spy. I'm good at sneaking in when I'm late for class. Like, God, we got a kid. Like, Molly and this. We got 2 kids in a row, and I think a lot of people in the MAA community are a little disappointed that it's this version of him. I just hope you don't make me do any flight deck remote ops. I got a C in geography. Well, you're going to be doing some of those as you level up, kid. And it looks like I ended at 1725, which is where I saw myself at the end. Battle reports will probably be clear. Oh, no, okay, it's not. So, as you can see... Oh, well, hey. It looks like it didn't take this last loss over here. So it considered me ending at this Leyendecker one. As you can see, the cutoff today for me here was right after Nemcal. I logged in and was sitting fairly pretty at 1706. I saw that I dropped to 1664. I took 2 rather easy wins over here, a Groot and Gamora group and a Nul and Iron Fist group over here. Killed them pretty easily. Got my buffer back up. One up to 1725. And once I knew I was at 1725, I pretty much stayed there and did not want to risk any more offenses. I didn't want to get any losses from refreshes, and I didn't want to go ahead and lose my way down. This CG Goku, I think I've run into him a few times before. I'm really glad I scored such a massive point difference over here. Let's see what he attacked me with. Synthetic Cube, Abative Helmet, the Neurotrope Blade of the Guardian. I do believe I fought this guy before because of the Abative Helmet. This will also probably be very good with the Thunderbolt. This over here generates cosmic energy, which increases your defense and increases your stamina, and you get reduced incoming melee damage. So this could really be part of an anti-meta group over there. And as you can see, his armory severely skewed to attack. This is what my defensive team beat over here. Completely all jaws. So you know what? Gotta tell you, get fucked. You lost bad on that one. So, as you can see here, I only did 2 attacks for the day. Getting it done on defense for me the entire season was Red Hulk and Pestilence Beast, both at 14. I had the Thorny, and the Thorny would be showing in my hands. I had the Signpost, I had the Hotshot, and I had the Cube. I thought about bringing in the weather control device, but it's still a little sketchy to run that. You may not always use the right thing. However, using the Exhausted Fire one with this team and the Pyrophoric and everything would be phenomenal. My Red Hulk had Boom Shakalaka, and he had Snappy Service so that he could bulwark every turn, unless of course he was exhausted. He starts the fight with 40% heat, which means he's very close to applying the Pyrophoric, which I actually believe he starts right off with. And we know throwing the Gamma Bomb and causing incapacitation is fantastic. Beast has Savant, which is not exactly unique over there. And that is all he is running. As you can see over here, I have Pressurize, which causes pressure points. And I have an increased chance to hit over there. You know, you could do a couple things over there. You could do the bleeding. That would also help, especially if he exploits attrition. But he only really seems to do his level 9 in round 1. Over here, I have Pulpy, so he's applying bleeding. But you could also do the knocking one over here for incapacitation. Increased chance to hit for the big stomp. This one does tend to miss a lot. Manifesting, so every time he bulwarks, which is every round, he will give crits to the team, which is beautiful. And Endothermic, Gamma Bomb grants 30% heat, so the fact that he starts at 40 and he throws the bomb for 30 means pretty quickly he's right up there in the heat and causing a lot of fire damage. I have the Thorny in the number 1 slot, which means that when you look at my agent, you're going to miss the Signpost and the Cube. The Cube will be visible because of reality hacking on my team, but the Hotshot and the Signpost will be hidden. The reason why is Thorny applies Death Frost, Poison, Burning, and Dark Void to my team. Signpost does Poison, Hotshot applies Burning, so people are going to think, oh, well, the Thorny's doing that, and this might sneak up on them, so it's a little bit sneaky. Offense the entire season was the Mark of the Brotherhood. I started off with the Neuro Purge for a little while to stop Iron Fist and any infiltrators that my agent might get pissed off. When the weather control device came out, I immediately went to this, and it was very good. A underleveled Mystic and a slightly underleveled Cube. My team for the entire time was X-Force Scrapper Angel. He's running Street Fighter. Or Offensive Fighter. On his level 1, it applies Wide Open, so he's applying Pain and Wide Open on his level 1 hit, which is great, and it's a deadly crit. His personal ISO over here, applying Nano Plague to everybody that he hits. Famine is got a radiation exposure because it is melee unarmed energy. But you could do a few things here like bleed, pressure points. You have 3 very distinct categories there. And on death, I have it with the increased chance to crit. The reason why I have that, well, looks like I should maybe take that out. It has no chance to crit. Actually, I think this is reading wrong. Oh, I know why that is reading like that. It's because of I'm in that instance PvP, so it considers my levels too low. Let's go ahead and look at it over here. The reason why I went an increased chance to crit is if the damage may not have put the person into the kill zone, the crit may do it for me, thereby ensuring that death procs. Over here on Psylocke, I used her with a personal ISO of synchronized. So I start off with mental coordination. I chose not to have her be snappy. Telekinetic katana equipped slashing attack gains ignored defense. And that's that right over there. It also implies weak mind, but it is not considered a psychic attack, so you cannot put psychic ISOs over here. Over on mental coordination, she applies epiphany thanks to the manifesting augmented ISO 8. So I start combat with crits because she starts combat with mental coordination. That's why I chose to ISO her this way. I have guaranteed crits and mental coordination at the beginning of combat unless it's scrolled or black is voided off. Over here, she has the Gracious, so this rarely ever gets used, but I figure, you know what, at least it's going to give me stamina back. And Psychic Knives has powerful attack, which is increased damage. Since this is a fatal blow while Angel is alive, this just has a better chance to kill somebody. My agent, of course, had the weather control device. You saw all of that. These guys pretty much were a great counter to the common metas. And I'll explain why. It was not intended to be that way. It's just that I like this team, but it wound up being very good against the current meta. What I saw a lot, being a Spartan at the higher levels of PvP, was Red Hulk and Pestilence, Gamora and Pestilence, Iron Fist and Nul, Nul and Gamora, Gamora and Groot. And that's pretty much what I saw almost every single time. There was some air pressure Invisible Womans, there were some rescues, some Falcons. The gear varied, but weather control device did start making an appearance in the end. But my group was so good against the current meta simply because both heroes are stealthy, thanks to Psylocke. Both heroes have a fatal blow on the level 4, which means I can outright kill somebody from about 30% away from death in their hit points. I have an AoE Nano Plague that is stealthy, which can be applied to the enemy team, and I have options if Mystic is up in the first round. So these guys work phenomenally well. Groot cannot protect against them. Nul cannot do his Fatal Fist counters against them. And once the weather control device arrived, that was it. I had the perfect shutdown for the enemy teams. I had Despair on regeneration factor people and agents running the signpost. I had Nano Plague, which removes buffs and keeps them from coming back. I had Fatal Blow, and now I had Exhausted. I had 2 cleans in the cube and the weather control device, and I had the Black as Void to clean the enemy team before the Nano Plague went out. And, fortunately I didn't see too many scrolls of Aknazax. When it came to Groot and Gamora groups, I went ahead and focused on Gamora. When it came to Pesty groups, I focused on Pesty. If Anti-Venom was up, he was high priority. Groot was not high priority, because I would go around him, so people like Rescue were high priority, people like Invisible Woman, Pestilence, Anti-Venom. Gamora absolutely was high priority because I didn't want that Doom going off, and the Despair was annoying. And Havoc would be high priority. Iron Patriot would, of course, be high priority. And then Molly was super high priority. Molly teams were shut down because I could exhaust her, and I could keep her buffs off thanks to Nanoplague. So it was a really, really good team up, and they did well even when I was outclassed by 4,000 or so hit points. So let's go ahead and take a look at Kid Nova, which at least you can say it's not Richard Rider and it's not Dick Rider. So we have the Black Nova helmet, early warning chance to dodge and counter enemy attacks. He's flying, so he's immune to ground attacks. He has Nova Blast, which is a multifunction. He has Charge Flyby. Nova Punch's Finger Laser, and then he switches to Big Bang Blast on his level 1. So let's pop over to, well, we can't pop over to today's daily mission because it's tacticians only. So, yep, screw that. Let's go ahead and we'll do the Doc Ock one. I do have the little mirror image gadget from here now, but getting that tactical Tonfa thing would be pretty cool. So let's just go through that and let's see what Mr. Nova is like. And we'll turn on the volume. I kind of want to see him with Cannonball because their animations I think are going to look fairly similar. So there's Nova. And let's get Cannonball over here. We have no tacticians on the other side, so that's good. And okay, so Savage Spear, so I was running a heavy offense. Before I go back, I'm going to set myself to research that suit. And there it is, 5 minutes, only 12k silver, pretty cheap. And let's see what Nova's like. God, it's just so bad to see him as a little tiny kid there. I wonder if there's going to be like a tweens team up with Molly or something. Alright, so I can either do Nova Blast or I could do Big Bang Blast. It's going to hit all enemies. I'm either going to do Exposed and Weakened, or I'm going to do Dizzy and Slowed. I'm either going to increase my accuracy or increase my attack and defense. So I'm going to do Big Bang Blasts. Of course, the Bruiser misses. That sucks. There goes Cannonball's passive. I never really realized the, if you take a good look at the weather control device, it kind of looks like an old Simon Says. Ah, boo. But he's dead. So far, haven't seen his dodge yet. Oh, that was... Ah, so they both dodged on that one. And there is his Charge Flyby. So we've seen his passive and his counter already, which is pretty cool. I gotta do the Tornado again. And I'm just gonna take this guy out with the spear. Let's see. Maybe I'm going to start working on his accuracy a little bit there. He's missed a few. Yeah, he definitely has some animation similarities with Cannonball. So this time I'm going to do his Nova Blasts. It does seem like his Big Bang Blast... Oh, it's because it's an AoE. That's the damage difference. That's cool. That was a nifty little animation. But it's definitely a childish animation to him. I mean, that really is... very interesting. And this is the coming through, this is the one that really reminds me of Nova over here. Yep. It's very, very similar. Alright, so there's a look at Nova in combat at level 1. It does seem like he needs a little bit of accuracy help over there, and I think he has some sprite similarities with Cannonball. And the Bruiser suit's going to be done in several seconds. So I'm really happy with this season. My team, I feel, did pretty well over there. As for the rest of the items of the week in Marvel Avengers Alliance, well, the Christmas sales are gone. All the hero sales and the ISOs have stopped. You still have the Spec Ops stuff on sale. And you can either go the route of researching it and purchasing the Mad Tech or getting the drops, or you can purchase the blaster outright. The daily missions are continuing, but they are not giving lockboxes anymore. They reward experience, which is neat because even a level 300 needs experience now. You get a free gold and refill. And there is the suit. I may as well go ahead and share that. So there it is. There is the end of PvP Season 18, known as the Nova Season. There is the end of the week in Marvel Avengers Alliance, at least for the purposes of this video. And, yeah, we still have snow on the helicarrier over here. We still have the daily missions, although they've changed. And God, I hope the symbiote ones don't come up too often. I hate Scream with a dirty, dirty passion. And, you know, I had done a video on countering the meta, which was basically a melee shutdown group. And perhaps this little new Thunderbolt glove has got a chance at helping out with that. So let's see if we can't maybe see that in some combat over here. Let's do one more fight and we'll get that T-Bolt glove on and take a look at it. Maybe I'll get hit by some melee, and we'll find out. So, I think I will take out the Savage Spear for it. And it looks like the T-Bolt glove is not getting a first page slot. It's back about a few pages over here. God, look at the amount of soldering irons I got, but no skeptics. Found out why everybody was running the Skeptic is because of the fact that it protects against Doom a little bit. So we've got the Fisty generation over here suit, and let's see, I forgot who else I was leveling at the moment. Who's gonna go good with him? It's hard to say. Let's get Domino for now. We'll have some fun with Domino. And we'll see what this suit does, and we'll see what the gauntlet does. This will still be a quick action, and I'm going to go ahead and get them bleeding. And now I'm going to go ahead and punch somebody with this gauntlet. Pretty solid damage. Domino jumps in. Yep, so it's just a lot like the Hulk. Well, Red Hulk, I should say. We'll do the single target. Pretty nice crits there at the end. I wonder what that flame effect is over there when I absorb the energy. That's kind of nifty. Get a little bit more bleeds, and another punch. This could be good for Steps of Shaolu groups. Ah, we have tacticians, so let's exhaust them. And let's punch somebody. So it didn't seem to absorb anything over there, but he did get Coward, and the ability to put out Coward is pretty nice. So that fire is a nifty little effect over there. And let's just outright kill some of these people already. So despite his crappy animations, it may seem like Nova will do some pretty decent damage. If his single target is any indication over there, he might ramp up rather nicely. So we've seen the suit, we've seen the glove, we've seen Nova, and we've tackled just about everything we need to on This Week in Marvel Avengers Alliance. The background soundtrack has stopped playing today. It was supposed to be the Borderlands unofficial soundtrack, the Borderlands 2 unofficial soundtrack. So, hope you enjoyed this video here on G4G. Take care, everybody, and hope you got the rank that you were looking for.